podcast by Ayaz. As you know, we have been inviting different guests and people to participate in our podcast and, discuss different types of issues and topics. And we also invite our audience to leave some feedback, some constructive, healthy feedback so that we could actually improve our content. So we really appreciate those people who are actually subscribing to our channel and participating and sharing their views and thoughts. And at least they're watching and listening to our channels regularly. So that's a big thing. So again, thanks all. So today's topic is about astronomy. Astronomy is a very interesting topic, a very interesting field or area, which is vast, which talks about universe, galaxies, planets, stars, and their history, and those telescopes which are actually capturing those images which have never been captured before. They are so crisp, so clear, so sharp, and people are discovering new galaxies. And then our Earth, the Earth atmosphere, the situation on Earth is we are running out of fuel, we are running out of resources. We are basically planning to explore and discover other planets, because what if we run out of our resources and we don't have any other place to go? Then there's a possibility we would be settling on the moon, our neighbor, our satellite, or maybe we'll be establishing or be living in those colonies. We will be making those colonies on the land of Mars. So these are those possibilities of the future. Right now, we are civilization type 1. We are so much dependent upon the resources what we have on Earth, and also we generate electricity using water, and other renewable energy is also in place, but we are not 100% dependent upon solar energy yet. So type 2 civilization would be dependent upon solar energy totally. And they are talking about making those Dyson spheres. Dyson sphere would be like a huge structure, shape of a ball, which would be equipped with those solar panels. And those solar panels would be storing energy from our star, sun, and that energy would be used across the planet. So that is the plan for the future. And also these electric cars, electric vehicles, electric bikes, everything is becoming electric now. So consumption of electricity is also high, is rising, because now we are switching to electric cars and everything. Then it was all gasoline. But the next generation cars would be all solar. So they would be totally dependent upon solar energy. So our cars would be charged under you park your car, your car battery would be charged because it would be all solar. So that's exactly what's going to happen. So now back to astronomy. In astronomy, since our Earth is in the Goldilocks zone, so Goldilocks zone is the area where some planet which is located not too far away from the sun or not too close to the sun. So the temperature is very suitable for life. And the people of that planet can actually survive for a very long period of time because the environment is very sustainable. Okay. And other planets which we have explored so far are Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Universe, Pluto. Pluto is not a part of solar system anymore. It is way too far from our sun. So it is an ice planet. It is near the Kuiper Belt. Kuiper Belt is the outermost edge of the solar system, which actually has a belt of asteroids. Okay, and asteroids are basically those debris and those particles and those broken rocks and stones are those asteroids. Basically, they actually, when this universe was being formed, when those planets were being formed and stars and everything, or there was some collision after the Big Bang. There's so many things happened in the past, right? So whatever, is left, it's just, those small rocks and stones and stuff. They are all, kind of collected on the side. So that's the outer edge of the galaxy. That's where all the asteroids and meteors are sitting there. Not the meteors, but the asteroids. So then they leave their spot and they actually start loitering around. And when they reach some planet and they actually enter the gravitational pull of that planet actually pulls it in, and that asteroid becomes a meteor, and it enters the Earth's atmosphere, or enters the that planet's atmosphere and becomes a meteor, and it just burns, and but anyways, sometimes it just crashes. Sometimes it just burns in the atmosphere or something like that. But that's the Kuiper. But so Pluto is close to that Kuiper belt, and it's an ice planet, so we're not considered much. But the rest of those 8 planets, that's what we have. But they're all really strange kind of environment there. They have gases. Some of the planets are very hot. Some planets are very cold. What form of life, what type of living conditions are possible there? It's hard to tell, but they are really dangerous. Our Earth and also Mars has been explored, but again, Mars had some life in the past or something. We can't really tell, but the researchers can actually see how those pictures show. There's some ridges, some trails or tracks, which actually shows that Mars had water, some form of liquid on the surface of land of Mars a long time ago, but it's not there anymore. Anyway, so our galaxy is Milky Way, but there are so many other galaxies out there. And James Webb is taking those images, which are really amazing, very sharp, very crisp, and clear. And again, as I have mentioned earlier, that they're discovering new galaxies, and it is also mind-blowing for those researchers or astronomers who have been observing the universe or our galaxy for many, many, many years. They had never seen those galaxies before, those objects, but now they're seeing those new objects are popping up, and they are reconsidering. They're thinking about remapping the galaxy again, the universe again. Actually, they have the map of universe. But now those new galaxies are really amazing to find because they were not there before. And the Big Bang theory, the whole thing, the history of Big Bang, the whole, they have this map of universe and all. So just so amazing, so surprising, so flabbergasting, you could actually say, that those objects which were never been a part of this Big Bang thing, post-Big Bang universe. So they are still researching, and James Webb is going to discover some new frontiers, some new galaxies, some new universe. There's so many things going on. Again, astronomy is very, very, very interesting. There's one more thing, pillars of creation. You must have seen those Eagle Nebula and this and that. That's where beyond those nebula clouds, you will see those star nurseries. So star nurseries, how they actually work. So basically, a star is born, right? And then if the star doesn't have enough gravity or mass, then it becomes a planet, okay? And becomes a planet and starts revolving around a star, an existing star, right? But if it has so much gravity and so much mass, then it becomes a star. And then other baby stars who were born and becoming, trying to be a star, but if they can't really get that much energy, gravity, mass, then they become your planet. So you will be the star and they will be your planet. And then one more thing, and those bodies in space, which they can't even become a planet, they become the satellite of a planet, like our moon, right? Jupiter's moon or Saturn moon. So this is really interesting. So the mass and gravity makes a major difference. It really, really, really matters. So, and then the star has a life. Billions and billions of years, they actually glow. And stars don't have any surface. This is really amazing. It's a ball of gases. They keep burning. And what burns is the plasma inside. I'm not really sure if I have enough details there, but that's very interesting. So our sun has no surface. It's just a ball of gas which is burning. And then one day, what really happens? That supernova thing happens, right? And a lot of stars, they start losing their mass and gravity. So actually, gravity stays there, right? But their mass, they start losing their mass. So they start shrinking with their own gravity. So there's no mass, but gravity is left. So that thing becomes a black hole. So much gravity that starts sucking anything around that thing. And those black holes, they travel through our universe. And they actually suck the debris and those smaller planets, stars, and even galaxies. So this is really amazing. In the middle of our Milky Way, there's a black hole, wormhole. And this is really interesting. So black holes and wormholes. So when we talk about parallel universe, so in order to go to the other side of the universe, to other universe, right? Other parallel universe, you have to travel through that black hole. So black hole will suck, and the other white hole on the other end would throw you out, will push you out, okay? Black hole sucks and white hole actually throws you out or pushes you out. So then you will be in that parallel universe. And there's another thing, just like on the highways, you have exits. So in order to travel to other universes and planets and really remote galaxies, we can use this black hole to go to other galaxies also. It is hypothetical at this point, but that's what they're talking about. And also bending the space-time is also a possibility. So if space is a fabric, then when they bend this fabric of space-time, then the travel time would be less than what we actually think about these days. Not many light years. That would be, then we'll be measuring the distance like we measure distance on our planet Earth. Thousands of miles or 10,000 miles, stuff like that. But anyway, that's all future. It will happen. People are working on it. But at this point, that's what we have. That's what our planet is. Our neighboring planets we are trying to explore these days. There's a possibility about Europa. I think it is Jupiter's moon. And they're talking about there's this thin layer of ice, but under that ice there's an ocean, and there's a possibility there's some life in there. And again, going to other planet, living on Mars or some other planet in the future is a possibility, but Mars doesn't really give us much hope, though. And also the other side of the moon, So when the dark side of the moon, when the Indian Chandrayaan landed, it just died in 3 days. The battery was supposed to be to recharge, and they waited for the sun to come out. And in November, sun was there. It was very hot on Mars, right? But that battery didn't really recharge, and Chandrayaan is lost in that the vast lands of Mars, is not doing anything. So it survived only for 3 days. It could, stayed. It kept sending some data, but it couldn't really, sustain. So, but efforts are being made. Oh, no, sorry. Why am I calling it Mars? I'm talking about moon. So, of course, it was the dark side of the moon, of course. We can't really see, but sun really gets there. And they still get some, heat. So, Chandrayaan couldn't really survive. But anyways, efforts are being made, and other vehicles and other machines would be sent out to the surface of the moon. And efforts and people are struggling, people are exploring other possibilities, and future would be bright. We'll be seeing a lot of new things in the future again. Flying cars, all solar dependent planet, and robotics, artificial intelligence. There's so many things in the future, but it all depends if the people of the world would live with peace and harmony, instead of hurting each other, instead of creating issues on the planet. If we actually work together, work for the betterment of our planet Earth, then everything is possible. Otherwise, things would be very different. And those other life living on other planets, if they ever invaded our planet, if we are not united, then we will be defeated in no time. So people of the planet Earth, they have to live with unity and solidarity to fight with those other beings. But there's no possibility to make any kind of contact in the near future. But in the future, there's a possibility, not in the near future, but in the future, that, there's a possibility then we will be meeting with those other lives. But how friendly they are, how hostile they are, we can't really tell. How intelligent they are, we can't tell either. Those UFOs, they have been visiting Earth. People have been witnessing and viewing those UFOs. The latest research actually shows that the U.S. military and Russian military forces, they have been using those UFOs, and they're still in their fleet. So a lot of UFOs they have been flying from Earth, our own planet, and they're not coming from outer space. But there's a possibility there's some outer space ones were also seen, but we can't really distinguish at this point. But anyways, that's our podcast for today. because I have talked about a lot of things all at the same time. Sorry if it was a bit confusing, but we will be discussing more stuff later. But for now, that's what we have. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any comments or anything, feel free to share with me in the comments area. And if you have an interesting story to share with us, if we like your story, we would definitely send you a gift. Again, this offer is for US and Canada only. So once we like it, we will ask you for your address, mailing address, and we will send you your gift at your mailing address or your PO box. And keep watching, listen to our podcast. You all have a great life. Take care. Bye.